It is March 21st, 2011, and this is the SC Center. What's up, guys? JP McDowney here, joined by a very thirsty Patrick O'Neill. We couldn't start the show until he had his water. Patrick, what's going on, man? How's that water taste? Is it very good?
It's delicious. New York tap water, top of the line.
I've never had
Thanks,
any.
man.
You know, I had Boston tap water while I was at PAX
Gross.
East. What? I thought it was pretty good. It was quite
No, I
cold,
don't
though.
know.
It was quite
I'm sure
cold.
Boston tap water's fine.
Well, let's just jump straight into it. Stop talking about water, Patrick. What do you want to start with first? First, we had so much stuff going on this weekend. Let's just start with the GSL Finals. That was probably the biggest thing. Talk to me about the GSL Finals for March, Patrick.
Well, in a huge shock to everyone, no, just kidding. MC played exactly as well as we thought he would. He won 4-1, which I believe is basically the prediction we both made.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone knows this. MC's really, really good. He beat July earlier in the season, so everyone was figuring that it would be another kind of thrashing, and he did similar things as far as the result. But he had some great new builds, especially Game 1, where he canceled the Nexus and then rushed July.
Yeah, that was
it was pretty amazing.
It was pretty cool.
It was beautiful to watch. A lot of people weren't happy because it was so one-sided, and a lot of imbalanced stock has come up. But frankly, yeah, right.
Get Artosis and Idra on that case.
They'll solve the problem. They'll stop the imbalance stock. I enjoyed it thoroughly. What did you think?
It was pretty exciting stuff. The one game that July did win, where he dropped Hydras into the main of MC on Terminus Re, that was pretty exciting. I wish it would have obviously gone the full 7 games, but MC and Protoss in general in that matchup is just so well. Protoss in that matchup is good, but MC is just so crazy good at that matchup, and just in general is such a great player. I mean, the remarkable thing is throughout the entire series, he never made a single Colossus, a single Void Ray. It was all gateway units, and that is just pretty incredible when you're talking about a finals of a match and you're just staying on practically Tier 1, Tier 2 type units as Protoss in the matchup. But we'll have to see if he can keep that up. I think we're going to be seeing him later tonight in the GSTL, which had Round of 8 Day 1 last night, and I watched the first set of matches for that. We had IM going up against Zenix, and that was Losira getting an easy all-kill against Ice Cream, Hack, Zero, and Coca. Those matches were pretty one-sided for the most part, which really speaks to the strength of the Team Incredible Miracle. When I wouldn't even say Losira. I mean, Losira is definitely not the best player. They have Nest-T on their team, for fuck's sake. Like, he's an incredible Zerg player, and Losira's out there all killing Zenix. So it's too bad. Zenix, not the greatest team, but I'm sure they'll figure some stuff out for the next Team League. And then right after that, we had FOU against TSL, which was a little bit more competitive. Fruit Dealer taking the first loss right off the bat against Twilight, who was the coach, or what was it, coach? That Cholia was like the coach as well, so I'm trying to remember the exact term that they used for that. But anyways, he's not a regular quote-unquote player for the team. But he lost to Alive. Alive went on to kill Lenok, and then the best. They threw in SC, and that is where I went to sleep. Apparently SC defeated Alive, and then Puma came in for TSL. Who, do you know anything about Puma, Patrick?
I think he might be an old Brood War player. I'm not really sure on that. But yeah, he beat SC for TSL to take the win in a 4-2 victory. Just to go back for 1 second to the GSL Finals, MC had quite the interview afterwards,
that's
and
right.
it also he tweeted afterwards. His tweet got retweeted by like 1,000 people. It was "I am God Protoss,"
Yep.
which I'm sure Huck put him up to that. I think we can blame Huck on that. But yeah, and then MC had a great interview afterwards. MC is basically the most entertaining personality in Starcraft 2, at least in Korea right now, I would say. And so he's a huge asset to the scene. Even if you don't like the one-sided games, you gotta dig the interviews.
Indeed.
So tomorrow for the GSTL, we're going to have OGS versus Slayers and Prime versus Startail. That starts at 4 p.m. Central, 4 a.m. Central, rather. I wish it was 4 p.m. Central, and 5 a.m. Eastern. It's going to be interesting to see. The one thing I've noticed about the GSTL over the two seasons, or one little fraction of a season, is teams don't put in who you think they would. It's a lot of it is a proving ground. So you were saying you think we're going to see OGS. You think we're going to see MC this tonight? I wonder. I wonder if they're going to throw him out.
Yeah, they might just save him till like the very end when they're like, well, it's Game 7. We just lost. We need to win this thing. Let's put in.
Right.
Let's
they
put
have
in
like
MC.
8 Code S players, so they have a good stable of people who they could throw out. But regardless, I mean, if they don't throw out MC, I'm going to be very interested in seeing who they do throw out. And I'm going to be very interested in seeing how Slayers can keep up with that. It should be a good set of matches tonight. What do you think it's going to happen?
Yeah, OGS Slayers definitely been looking forward to that since I saw the round of 8 announced. And Prime vs Startail should be pretty competitive as well. I mean, Startail, when you look at that team, you don't really think, wow, they have an incredible lineup. But I think their coach is really good at knowing the different styles of all the players, and it makes for some exciting stuff. Primes doesn't really have that great of an all-star lineup either, but hopefully we'll see some new names, some new stars out there. Definitely looking forward to the OGS vs Slayers match. I think that's going to be incredible. We get to see Artos' favorite crush, Alicia, although he pronounces it Alicia. I think it's called, or I think you actually pronounce it Alicia. But regardless, it is what it is. Look out for OGS versus Slayers tonight, starting at 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. Also, GSL, you just have so many tournaments going on. You've got the World Championship qualifiers going on right now. And let's bring this up. We've got on the left are the Asian qualifiers. So Sin is going to be the other Asian player representing Asia. And on the right you have the European qualifiers, where White Raw and Damaga will be the 2 European qualifier. The 2 European qualifiers who will be joining, I believe, Moro and Jinro. And then not pictured is the U.S. qualifiers, where TT1 will be going there. He defeated Pain User, and Huck automatically qualified for it. So that is going to be going on. I think that's pretty much wrapped up the qualifiers, and the actual global championships, the world championships, will be going on the same weekend as MLG Dallas, which will be April 1st through the 3rd, I think. So that's going to be some pretty awesome stuff. We finally get to see how the foreigners match up against the Koreans on a more global scale. Patrick, how do you think that's going to go?
Badly for us, but I'm excited to see how it's going to go. Honestly, I really do like Damaga. As a guy, he seems really awesome. Despite he seems super. That wasn't the most articulate way to put it. He seems super energetic. If you remember him from IEM last year, he was screaming after every win. He was the most into it. He's animated. And as a player, I really like his Zur. You haven't seen that much of it lately, especially since he's banned from TSL for being pretty much a moron. I think he would admit it. He made a stupid mistake last time. But I'm excited to see how he plays against the Koreans, because I really haven't seen it. White Raw, I don't know. White Raw is going to be interesting. I want to see how he does in TSL. I've been looking forward to that. I believe he's playing MC coming up, so that's going to be rough. And then he's going to have this. So we're gonna really get a good test of where White Raw is at in the global scale of things. And I would be surprised if he went very far, to be honest. I like White Raw, but he's about to come up against some serious competition.
Yeah, what do you think? We'll have to wait and see how he does. I think White Raw definitely, if not the best Protoss player in Europe right now, one of the best Protoss players in Europe. So we'll have to wait and see kind of how it all goes down. I think we have some good representatives of the foreigner scene, and we'll just have to wait and see. Korea might completely crush us. I'm not. It's not far from it's not a stretch of the imagination whatsoever. But moving right along to some other tournaments that happened this weekend, we had the GCPL finals going on yesterday actually. It started pretty earlier in the day. Sen taking out Show 2-1, Kawhi Rice 2-0ing Bishu, Naniwa taking out Phoenix 2-0, Select taking out TT1 2-0. It went to the ace match where Sen defeated Naniwa, going the distance in a best of 5, defeating him 3-2. So that means that Fnatic MSI will be winning, or has won, the GCPL, where they take home, I think, $7,000 in cash prizes, and Dignitas is going to be taking home, I think, about $2,000. But it was actually a great initiative to see the GCPL start. Really good first season, and it's going to be pretty exciting to see what comes out of that, if they're going to be doing a next season. They do have the NSL coming up, which is going to be starting, I think, it's going to be starting the week after MLG Dallas, now that I think about that. But maybe that wasn't public information. Anyways, let's get on to the TSL3 quick, Patrick, before I get into any more trouble.
I think it was public information. Don't worry about
it. Okay. TSL day one. What happened?